Is the worst of the storm behind us?
It's close to peak in the Calgary area, just over 400 cubic meters per second.
How residents from Canmore to Calgary fared in the rain. Plus, how's construction going on Scotia Place?
It's looking really good.
But is it on time and on budget? And divided on the cost to separate.
If it was twice the price of that, I would still say that it's 100% worth it.
The group pushing Alberta separation says the Premier's price tag is wrong.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. 2 pedestrians were seriously injured after a collision in northeast Calgary. Police say a vehicle hit the adult victims at the intersection of 32nd Street and 20th Avenue near Sunridge Mall just before 4 p.m. They were rushed to hospital in critical condition. Police say the driver remained at the scene and their investigation continues. 32nd Street was closed between Sunridge Way and 24th Avenue for several hours as police were examining that scene. Well, the heavy rain in the mountains has mostly tapered off while river flows in the Rockies peaked this afternoon. In Canmore, one restaurant has been forced to close and some visitors had a close call with a rock slide. Tyler Barrow has more.
A close call Maritimer Tricia Livingston won't forget.
This rock from the ledge just came tumbling down and it was insane.
It happened on a section of the Spray Lakes Road that has since been closed. Livingston and 2 friends were driving back into Canmore Monday night after visiting the Spray Lakes Range. She says they were 50 meters away when debris started falling down the mountain.
We sit there and think like, oh my goodness, what if we took one less picture or like just the timing, like you never know, right?
In Canmore, some are dealing with the aftermath from all the rain. The Drake Screaming Retriever restaurant and brewery had to close Monday after its basement flooded.
The biggest damage was the loss of 2 days, 2 days of revenue. The staff won't be getting hours for those 2 days.
And as the Bow River flows from the mountains through Calgary, water is running high in Calgary, but significant flooding is not expected.
It's close to peak in the Calgary area, just over 400 cubic meters per second. And might go a little bit higher, but it's, again, far lower than the peaks that occurred in 2013.
Some pathways will remain closed and monitoring continues for riverbank erosion and damage to bridges.
Oh yeah, I wasn't out when it was pouring rain. Thank goodness I didn't have to go out.
Many Calgarians were happy to see the rain, but at this point, they've had enough.
Definitely enjoy it more without rain because I like walking outside during my lunchtime.
It's nice and calm. Running is nice and cool now.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
No major issues have been reported in Calgary. 311 has received over 400 calls, though, regarding water pooling on roads. City crews are working to clear those catch basins, and over half of the requests have actually been responded to. Danielle, this has been quite wild weather over the last couple days. So is it coming to an end? What can we expect?
It is coming to an end. It's starting to taper off in most communities, Calgary included. We're just down to some isolated showers at this point. And in the city, we're not going to pick up any more accumulation from this system. But check out what we received. If you count Saturday night through 6 p.m. today, Calgary received anywhere from 70 to 110 millimeters of rain, depending on where you were in the city. Staveley was the winner, 143 millimeters from this system. Lethbridge just over 100, Pincher Creek at 100, Medicine Hat closer to 66 millimeters. Now, for the city, it's a totally different day tomorrow. We will have fog patches, so that may impact your morning commute, but the sun will come out. We're looking at mainly a bright day and a high of 18, so much warmer and winds will be calm. More details coming up.
I'm looking forward to that. Okay, thanks, Danielle. Construction crews on the new event center is just past the halfway mark and nearly 40% of the budget has been spent. Jordan Canigan has an update.
But no longer just in the Saddle Dome's shadow, Scotia Place is taking shape.
Things are progressing really well. One of the cleanest work sites that we've had. Council as a tour, or had a tour about a month ago. It's looking really good.
Officials say the new event center is on time and within budget. It's set to open ahead of the 2027-28 NHL season.
Got to try and get it watertight as quickly as we can, and we should be there by August, September. But we're already on the event level where the team spaces are. We're doing drywall and we're starting to do some finishing, and plumbing is going in.
About 800 workers will be on site every day throughout summer. It'll get even busier for the last year and a half of construction, with upwards of 1,300 people working on any given day. 2 new hotels have been announced within walking distance of the new arena, and at least 2 more are expected to be finalized soon.
What we're seeing that what council was hoping would come out of all of this is that there's been significant investment that's been made in the surrounding area, and so it really is turning out to be a catalyst in regards to redevelopment opportunities.
Sticking to the $926 million price tag for the building itself is always considered a risk, but officials say it is on budget.
Somewhat comforting is the fact that we've only got 5% of the budget still to contract. And so, it's a lot of the late stuff, as you can appreciate, furniture, all the stuff that goes into the building near the end. So it's nice to know that 95% of it is behind us.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
And again, that arena is scheduled to open in the fall of 2027. Something to look forward to. Well, a new report shows that the city is losing almost a quarter of all of its treated water to system leaks. 23% of the water in Calgary's aging lines was wasted last year, and that's not even an outlier. Data shows that the high rate is roughly on par with the last half decade. The leaks happen due to aging or broken joints and valves, ruptured service lines, and of course, water main breaks. Council has proposed spending $342 million to bring that rate down to 15% leakage by 2030.
The biggest thing that it means for the average Calgarian is it provides system capacity for us to really right size and plan out our future infrastructure investments accordingly. The more we can drive that down, the more we can defer investments into the future and make sure that the right size for what Calgary needs to support a growing city.
The investment will go toward replacing water mains and adding more meters and monitors to determine exactly where the leaks are occurring. Well, the Alberta Prosperity Project, a group pushing the Alberta separation, says that Danielle Smith's costing claims for independence are completely false. The Premier said this week that it will cost hundreds of billions to separate from Confederation, but separatists say they've done the math too, and they expect to generate billions in new revenue. Tyson Fedor reports.
The leaders of the Alberta independence movement say Premier Danielle Smith is inflating the cost of the province separating from Canada.
Keep in mind, this is going to be a negotiated divorce.
Alberta Prosperity Project lawyer Jeff Rath believes the Premier's Monday estimate of leaving of at least $400 billion misses the mark.
If it was twice the price of that, I would still say that it's 100% worth it, right? Just to get out from underneath the boot of Ottawa.
Separatists have shared door hanger information cards. They also say, as a standalone country, many systems are already in place, which would be taken over by an Alberta government.
Paying for immigration, paying for border control, paying for airports, paying for an Alberta army, picking up the tab, tripling the amount of money going into Indigenous communities in this province. Doing all of that, Alberta would have $29 to $48 billion fiscal capacity surplus.
Smith listed off a host of federal services that would need to transition to Alberta control, including Border Patrol, post offices, NATO commitments, CPP, EI, and railways.
The Premier finally having to get off the fence, which she has straddled fairly successfully for a year and a half, and finally having to decide that, hey, it's pretty dangerous to continue in this way politically.
The Premier also pointed to renegotiating trade deals and being slapped with tariffs.
I came up with almost $400 billion worth of transitional costs that we'd have to assume, in addition to somewhere between $25 to $50 billion worth of annual costs.
we're going to have a better trade agreement in a free and independent Alberta than Canada has, because we haven't been constantly sticking our finger in the eye of the president.
But economist Trevor Toome refutes those claims, long documenting that scrapping income and sales taxes would cut nearly $80 billion from government revenues, with his bottom line stating that a separate Alberta would be a poorer Alberta. Smith says the province will have its own costing document provided to Albertans before August. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
CTV News has reached out to the federal finance minister to find out how much Alberta could receive from Ottawa on CPP assets, but we haven't heard back yet. The province and Alberta Prosperity Project believe it's in the range of $334 billion, but many economists figure it's actually much less, somewhere in the $120 billion range. Well, a retired Calgary judge has been appointed to chair the province's new Electoral Boundaries panel. Retired Justice Brian O'Farrell will head a new panel overseeing a second attempt at redrawing Alberta's electoral boundaries. The provincial government rejected an impartial panel's recommendations and is leaving it up to UCP-led committee to redraw the riding map. The opposition questions how O'Farrell can be impartial given that he has donated to the UCP. The UCP say that the retired justice is free to personally participate in political processes, but still be trusted to be impartial professionally. Teacher organizations from across the country are calling on governments to not use the Notwithstanding clause in labor negotiations. The joint statement at the end of the national meeting in Banff pointed at several instances of the clause being invoked in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, and Quebec. The clause was used after the teachers' strike in the fall, forcing educators to take a new deal and preventing them from using the courts. The Canadian Teachers Federation believes governments are using the clause to make legislation stick instead of facing judicial scrutiny.
The Notwithstanding clause was intended to be used in the most extreme of cases, those cases where balancing the rights of different groups seemed nearly impossible, and there was a recognition that some people would lose rights.
The statement calls on governments to commit to good faith bargaining and to resolve disputes through negotiations and mediations. Well, for the fourth time, Bearspaw residents are fighting the development of a massive gravel pit in their community, but this time the province is taking the decision out of their hands. We'll have more after the break.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Residents of Bearspaw are fighting a proposal for a massive gravel pit in the area. It's a fight that they've already won 3 times in the past, and they're wondering why they have to go through it all over again. Kevin Green reports.
A sign along Burma Road marks the spot where Heidelberg Materials plans to open a gravel mining operation that could run for the next 30 years. The site on the northwest edge of Calgary is surrounded by hundreds of homes. Residents want the project stopped.
How can you sit on your patio and enjoy, your beautiful surroundings when you're listening to the vibrations and the gravel and the noise?
There are already several gravel pits in the area. Residents say one more is one too many.
Scott Pit is the tipping point of all this. There should be no new development of gravel pits west of Rocky Ridge Road.
This is the 4th time Heidelberg has sought to develop the site. The first 3 times the project was rejected by Rocky View County, which confirmed to CTV it has now been removed from the decision-making process, writing, previous applications for gravel extraction at this location were considered through the county's municipal process and refused. However, in 2024, an order in council directed the project to the Natural Resources Conservation Board, which is now the provincial decision-maker for this matter. That change has people here worried local voices will carry less weight.
The municipal governments work with the people, they work with the character of the areas that they're involved with, and they know what's going on. The government doesn't.
In a statement to CTV, Heidelberg says the project is required, writing the proposed Scott project operations are being reconsidered due to the increased demand for construction aggregates in the area. The company says the project includes a 4.5-kilometer conveyor belt moving gravel to its Spy Hill site, which it says will reduce truck traffic, noise, and pollution. It's not enough for Rod Lipman, who says if the project is approved, he may have to pack up and move.
I would like to stay here, but I just can't see why I would or anybody would want to live next to a mining operation.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, there's a lot to be learned by students in the trades, but one topic tends to get neglected, and that is mental health. But now there is a new toolkit for that. SAIT is partnering with the Calgary Construction Association to remove the stigma around mental health and addictions. The Tailgate Toolkit aims to have practical conversations that address issues crews face on the work sites. The toolkit started in BC 2 years ago, but are now being offered to students here. There will be 8 toolkit talks per year, which could benefit up to 5,000 students.
The construction industry has a record of some pretty significant challenges around mental health, addiction, suicide rates. And so it's as important that you learn about mental health and wellness as you do about the physical trade itself, as well as physical safety, so that you are really set up for success in the long term.
You can find out more at tailgatetoolkit.ca. A bike can give a child some freedom and some exercise, and a group of retirees is making sure that more kids can go for a ride on their own bikes. In the basement of the Greater Forest Lawn Society, volunteers are making sure that donated bikes can be used once again. The bikes get tuned up and they're donated to various groups in the city. The volunteers fix about 300 bikes a year with some used and new parts.
We've got donations from people. And also, we get money from the Men's Shed. So we're part of Men's Shed Canada, and Men's Shed Canada now has 175 sheds across Western Canada.
The bikes go to over 50 Calgary schools where Youth en Route teaches kids how to ride them. Many are new Canadians who don't have access to bicycles. A great idea. Well, when will the rain stop? Danielle Savoni is along next with those details.
Well, we're on the up and up. Tomorrow, the sun will shine. Temperatures will be warmer. The winds will be calmer. So temperatures, let's start there, shall we? Today's highs, Lethbridge, Brooks, Drumheller got into the double digits today, so did Banff. Calgary almost, our high was 9, and Medicine Hat got into the teens. So it will be much warmer tomorrow, and communities will get closer to normal. So for Calgary, that means into the high teens for tomorrow. All right, this system, interesting system, a lot of ingredients in place, one of them being that it's such a slow mover. The core of the low isn't far off from where it was when we were talking this time last night. So it's a little further off to the east, which is creating less upsloping, so less air force up the mountains, which enhances the rainfall amounts. And it's also starting to weaken in Alberta as well. So we're down to just isolated showers in southern Alberta at this point. All right, let's talk tomorrow. Tomorrow we will, and tonight through tomorrow, fog patches certainly, but then we're looking at a good amount of sunshine for the day. Because that system that's now tracking off to the east, it will create a little bit of instability in the mountains, but it looks stable enough in Alberta that that will stay further off to the west. And it won't make its way to Calgary or QE2 or Highway 2. So only a 30% chance that we'll get that far to the east for tomorrow. A bit of a different story on Thursday. Late Thursday, a decent chance of getting isolated showers or even a thunderstorm in Calgary, along QE2 and off towards the Brooks area as well. All right, longer range forecast looks like this. A whole lot warmer than what we've had. 18 degrees is our high for tomorrow. Fog patches in the morning, a good amount of sunshine throughout the day, and then later in the day, a small chance of an isolated sprinkle. Thursday, a pretty decent chance of a late day shower or non-severe thunderstorm. Thursday, we get back into those 20s. The next system rolls in on the weekend, and it will be nothing like the system we just had. So it will drop our temperatures a little bit into the teens, and the rain should kick in Saturday night through Sunday. But for the weekend, we're just looking at about 5 millimeters of rain.
Okay, great. Thanks, Danielle. Well, it is a program that began 4 years ago with a focus on getting young kids more engaged in the arts. Moses Waldo takes us behind the curtain of Arts Reimagined and what's being done to encourage the next generation.
Close to 400 students, grade 1 through 12, packed the Workland Center. A day filled with events from concerts to sing-alongs and hands-on experiences with local artists, called Arts Reimagined.
We have the shyest students, the most quietest of students, who suddenly they say to us at the end of the week, I found my voice. I found who I am.
The center is partnering with Calgary Arts Development. Through their research, they've found that children's participation in the arts has declined in our city. And one way to remedy that is to hold projects like this, which they say has positive effects beyond art.
The earlier you engage young people in the arts, the more engaged they become, the more voter turnout goes up, civic participation goes up, so like volunteerism.
It's part of a three-pronged approach, making art accessible to all students and to help provide skills for teachers in the classroom, breaking down geographical, financial, and perceived barriers.
The perception that kids can see themselves here and that they can see this belonging to them, if we can overcome that barrier, then this place belongs to them, this city belongs to them.
Through art, grade 5 student Liesl Ritz has found a connection with her classmates and friends.
I connected mostly with juggling with my friends, and yeah, some of my friends love juggling and I didn't know that about them.
One teacher says she's seen her students open up in her classroom.
Not just always pick up a pencil and write or do the math equations, that you can show your learning and thinking in different ways by building, creating, doing, collaborating, working amongst a team.
Seeing in real time as kids come out of their shell. Moses Wildo, CTV News, Calgary.
Oh, that looks like a lot of fun. Getting creative to help the planet. After the break, we'll check out the Mayor's Environment Expo that was happening at City Hall today. Welcome back. This year's Mayor's Environment Expo was underway at City Hall. This morning, the mayor checked out how students and professionals have transformed the municipal building into a hub of environmental learning, innovation, and action. The exhibits show practical ways to reduce environmental impacts at school and at home. The mayor says it's really inspiring to see the children's creativity on display.
This is leadership in action. It's Calgary's next generation showing that they're not leaders tomorrow, they're leaders today, tackling the tough questions around environmentalism, climate, resiliency, and man, I have a thing or two to learn.
Well, this is the 37th year for the Mayor's Environment Expo. It runs until June 4th at City Hall. And an Alberta acro group impressed the judges on America's Got Talent. And a warning, there are some spoilers ahead. Well, the performers from Supernova Acro Studio in Edmonton range from 7 to 21 years old. There were even some special canine guests to make the performance more special. Host Terry Crews couldn't get enough, and hey, he ended up hitting that golden buzzer. Well, congratulations to that team. That is wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.